Welcome back to Talkin Beavers, talking spring football 2013. Last week on Talkin Beavs, we talked about the 3 R's, recruiting, recruiting, recruiting. We talked about all the great things that Oregon State is doing to incorporate that into spring football. Coach Riley has some words on that as well.
You know, it's always, the music's always good. The DJ adds more to it. So I think it felt like a real good atmosphere today and pretty good weather. So we're happy about that.
The lifeblood of college football is the recruiting pipeline, and Coach Riley's obviously doing things here that recruits will want to be a part of, including having DJ Cloud9 on set. You know, another part of college football is change, and Henry Ford once said, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always be what you've always been. Starting spring football out, the coaches always install the entire playbook. And then they start to refine so that they can move on from a 9-4 season and as many of the players want, move to a BCS game. You know, a big part of that is improving on third down. They were 34% last year on third down efficiency, and the Beavers would like to ideally be around 50% third down conversions. A big part of that is blitz during practice, and a bigger part of that is the O-line picking those blitzes up. And that's somewhere that the Beavers have lost a few guys in, and they need to fill holes. They have Gavin Andrews filling in at right tackle for Colin Kelly, and they have Grant Eager holding down that right guard spot. And Grant Eager and I had a chance to sit down in this week's Beaver Legend in the Making. Let's just wrap up the 2012 season real quickly, though. What was your favorite memory from the 2012 season?
I would say the Arizona game out in Arizona when Sean hit Connor for that touchdown. It was awesome.
Tell me a little bit about Sean in that huddle coming down the field, because Connor's talked about it before, just the confidence Sean was playing with, just looking guys in the eye, telling them, we're going to get this done. What did you feel in that huddle?
Yeah, everybody felt the same thing. And, you know, we were going to go down and score, and that was Sean.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it, you know. I mean.
But, Timmy, no doubt, the OSU campus, the place to be this weekend.
Yeah, the Oregon State is hosting the spring extravaganza. They have baseball, softball, a home track meet, not to mention the spring football game, culminating the 15 spring practices. And the other thing that is this weekend, maybe not so OSU related, but with the personnel in the NFL draft, Marcus Wheaton, Jordan Poyer, both possible draft picks this weekend.
That's got to bring back some memories for you, I would think, Tim, as well. Going back to the draft, when you were drafted, what do you remember most about the week and the build-up leading to that in your own life?
You know, it's one of those crazy experiences that you can only experience once in life, and just a lot of butterflies in the stomach, and all the NFL teams calling to verify your information, your contact information, and how they can get a hold of you on draft day. So very exciting time for Marcus. And for me, being drafted in the 4th round, it was just a phenomenal experience and time in my life.
We're hearing a lot about Marcus Wheaton's draft stock rising. You had a chance to visit with Marcus lately. What did you sense was kind of going on with him?
I think his stock is rising, and he's excited to find out where he'll be playing next year. So a lot has happened since the Alamo Bowl and the 2012 season ended for the Beavers. Walk me through kind of what your schedule has been.
First, I went to Texas. I trained out there at API in Frisco. Went to the Senior Bowl, went to the Combine, came here, went to Pro Day, started school. You know, I've been in and out, you know, on visits, workouts.
So the next phase of really the NFL draft preparation is going to Indy for the Combine. I remember my Combine, and, you know, everybody says it. It's a meat market. You're out there in your tights, you know, everything exposed, and people are just judging your body, your look. What was the most exciting part of going to that Combine?
Getting on the field. You know, we did so much before we got to get on the field, but once we got on the field, everything, it was just football again. You know, we're running routes, we're catching balls, you know, we're running the 40 or whatever. But, you know, off the field, it was pretty hectic, you know, meeting all the coaches and staying up late, waking up early, you know, for drug testing, you know. But then once we got on the field, it was just football.
Obviously, you want to play in the NFL. What teams do you feel have really looked at you hard?
If I had to pick a couple, I've been getting a lot of looks, but then again, I feel they don't mean much because they bring a lot of people in and, you know, stuff like that. But I would say the top of the list would be Dallas.
Okay.
Definitely Dallas. I went there. I had to work out with
You're watching Talkin Beavers, presented by Wilson Motors.
We are talking Beavers from Flat Tail Brewing in downtown Corvallis, presented by Wilson Motors. And right now we're talking actually Cougars and Bears as we talk Beavers. The Cougars and Bears, Tim, threw it a combined 129 times in Berkeley this past weekend. It was an unbelievable expedition. Connor Halliday throws for 521 yards. Cal's Jared Goff for 504. The ball was in the air a lot. It's probably going to be a lot like that this weekend on the Palouse. But you've dialed up some plays that kind of give us a feel of how that game played out.
You know, Mike, all three of the plays we're looking at are from the first quarter, where it really was still a great ball game. And we're going to look at both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Cougars and Bears, oh my, here we go. First quarter. Here we go. We want to look at the safety at the top of the screen. He's kind of showing blitz right here, Mike. Now he backs out. Holiday knows it's no longer a blitz, so he's going to eye the safety at the bottom of the screen. He's looking at this player right here, trying to freeze him. What he's doing is establishing a one-on-one down at the bottom with his best receiver, Marks. He was just added to the Blinikoff watch list. Perfectly thrown ball. Receiver saves room on the sideline, Mike, and watch how he goes up and gets that thing. He saves room to fall out of bounds, gets that foot in. Really well played.
And again, Halliday with that recognition a year into the system now and sitting at the feet of Mike Leach. That type of play, he may not have been able to make with consistent last year. He's doing it this season.
Agreed. And when you get that rush on him, that's what makes a difference. And right there, he had great protection. He had time to make his read and throw the ball and get it out on time. The Beavers will have to, just like we said last year, release the Crichton, get pressure on him. This is a great clip we're going to look at next of Washington State's defense and the pressure that they can get. Our offensive line is going to have to be sharp, Mike. We got the two big D tackles inside, and we got a five-man protection blocking four guys. Look at this D end, Palacio. Watch how he runs the hoop, Mike. We always talk about running that hoop. Look at him get after the quarterback. He's around the corner. He's got great speed. Our tackles are going to have to play really, really well. That dip and rip action he has, so nice. I'm really glad that Grant Inger's going to be back in the game to help a guy like Harlow on the calls for when we have those 5, 6, and 7-man protections.
You know, we talk a lot about how good their offense is, but that play revealed that the defense that we've already talked about a little bit too, with Mike Bresky coordinated it. They've got some very aggressive and talented players. And Halliday, back to him for a moment, Tim, that the week before when Washington State struggled, Stanford brought a lot of pressure and got to him, hit him hard, knocked him out of the game. The kid showed his toughness and mettle by continuing to play on. So we saw Jared Goff get hit. You've got another play, though, where the Cougs didn't quite get it right.
To your point, though, Mike, those guys were hitting the quarterback all day. And every touchdown, he wasn't even celebrating. He was walking off with his hand on his ribs and
he was hurting.
Holding his head. He was hurting. So, you know, the Beavers can make plays. Now, this is a great opportunity to make a play in the pass game. We got a 3-man receiver side. We got singled up on the bottom, Mike. He's going to run outside. He's just going to take that corner's eyes. We got our next two receivers, both running in routes. Look at this safety coming down into the box, Mike. He tries to go jam that receiver. He bangs him a little bit, but he misses. It leaves a wide open receiver down the middle. So earlier on, you had Washington State playing a very straight 4-3 cover 2, just using their pure rush to get to the quarterback. Here they try to bring heat on the quarterback. Quarterback slices and dices for a big gain. So the Beavers will have opportunities to make plays in that pass game.
You know, Tim, with Jared Goff, a true freshman and a special kid, being able to read that and throw for 504 yards, Angie, there has to be a sense of confidence, I would think. Talk about that, and let's get to our game balls. I know we got a football around here somewhere. As always, two hands. Nice catch, Timmy. Let me start first. Can I do that today?
Take the honor.
Speaking of the offensive line, today's Wilson Motors game balls are in the form of predictions. I think it's the first time we've ever predicted a game ball. I'm predicting one for Isaac Sayamalo to be a guy to help not only hold up in pass protection, but to also be a guy with force, with anger inside to help create a running game. So I'm giving my game ball in advance to Isaac Sayamalo. Tim, what about you?
Mike, I'm going from the cuff on this one. Little known running back for our team. Been out the last couple of weeks with an injury, Tyler Anderson.
Good call.
Huge player in the run game last year. And when he tore his ACL and we lost him, we lost a big advantage. I see Tyler coming back, being that lead blocker, maybe even getting into the screen game, the pass game himself, and making some plays when they give him the ball, but more importantly, being that big lead blocker that we've needed for Storm Woods.
I like it. So Isaac, Tyler Anderson.